What's up, guys? My name is Eileen Panetta.
And I'm Jonathan Martinez.
Welcome to the 8th week of the Whirlwind Weekly.
Now on to the book talks.
So Brianna, what's your book called?
It's called Children of Blood and Bone, and it's written by Tomi Adeyemi.
So what's it about?
It takes place in a continent called Orisha, and before the time of the book, there was an event called the Raid, which was put into effect by the king. His name is King Saran, and he killed off all of the people in this world that could use magic. And the way that you can tell if someone can use magic is if their hair is white, because that means that they have been blessed by the gods. And so he sent out military personnel and killed off all of the magi of age that could use magic, including the main character's mother. The main character, her name is Zayli, and she has an older brother named Zayn. And the elder in her village is Mama Akbar, and she sends Zayli on a mission to bring magic back to Orisha, because it's the only way that the magi can survive. And so Zayli and Zayn go on a quest throughout the continent, and they meet multiple people, including two people who live in the palace. They're the son and daughter of King Saran. Their names are Inan and Amari. And Inan is a magi as well, but he's trying to push it down throughout the course of the book. And they end up banding together and going on a mission, and they work together to bring magic back to Orisha.
Thanks for the book talk, Brianna. If you guys want to read the book Children of Blood and Bone, go talk to Miss Baldwin here in the library.
Hey, what's up, RJHS? I think it might be nice for you guys to hear a few teacher book talks, so I'm here. I do read, despite what you might believe or have been led to believe, and I'm here with our librarian, and I think she's going to give a book talk as well. So today, we're going to call it a book walk. That's pretty cringy. Let's go ahead and keep that. My book is called The Anansi Boys. It was written by Neil Gaiman. He's a popular writer for adults and for children. Some of you guys need to go to our library and check out the book Coraline. You might have seen the feature film by Henry Selick and Tim Burton. Or you should check out The Graveyard Book, also written by Neil Gaiman. He's a fantastic writer. Now, The Anansi Boys is about a young man whose father passes away. He lives in England, and he flies back to the United States, only to find out that he's had a long-lost brother. Now, some crazy stuff happens, and he finds out that his brother may or may not actually be a god. Some confusing stuff happens, and they find out more about their father, and I really encourage y'all to pick these up. Again, it's Neil Gaiman, and it's The Anansi Boys.
That was really good. Was that your first book talk?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have Pawn, and this is by Amy Carter. She is one of my very favorite authors, and she writes dystopian books. So Pawn is, Pawn is about this girl, and her name is Kitty, and she's an orphan. And of course, dystopian books are set far, far in the future, and America has been destroyed or something the like. So there's a caste system in the new America, and you're assigned a number based on a test that you take. So she takes this test, and it doesn't come right out and say it in the book, but she is dyslexic. She struggles to read. So it's not that she's not smart. She just has a hard time taking a test because she can't read it. So she takes this test, and she fails it. And the number that she's assigned is very, very low. So the lower the number, the worse job that you get, and the worse off your life is going to be. So she gets assigned as a 3. That's why there's a 3 on the book. And she is told she has to go clean out sewers in Las Vegas. Well, her boyfriend, who is also an orphan, is assigned a 6 based on his test, and he gets to go work for the government. So they come up with this plan, and she's going to run away. Well, one night, she's running away, and she's running through this dark alley, and she gets knocked out, and she wakes up in this strange hospital room. Well, at the end of the bed is the president's brother. And what I didn't tell you was that only the royal family are assigned 7s. You have to be born a 7. So she is offered a bribe or reward for doing something for the government. And if you want to find out what happens, you need to read Pawn.
Please come to us with your book talks. It's cool to read, I promise. All of your teachers are doing it, and we love when you do it. So come tell us about the books you're reading. If you cringed a little bit, our book walk was successful. Thanks, guys. See you next time.
Up next, we have our depression segment with Elizabeth and Miss Shamsey.
Hello, I'm Elizabeth, and I'm here with the 9th grade counselor, Miss Shamsey, and she's going to be talking about mental health disorders and mainly depression and anxiety.
Okay, so I like to describe mental health issues as a silent disease because, with some diseases you can tell, like there's symptoms on the outside that you can tell that something's wrong with somebody. But with mental health issues, there could be a whole war going inside somebody's head and you don't know it. So that's why I like to call it a silent disease, okay? Believe it or not, we do have several people in our school that I would say not really suffer, but have mental health issues, okay? One of the things that really bothers me that I think that teenagers need to keep in mind is the overuse of the word depression, okay? Oh, like, for example, I hear kids say all the time, oh man, I'm just so depressed today. But just because you're having a bad day or you're sad because your boyfriend broke up with you or whatever does not mean that you're depressed, okay? Depression is a true mental health issue, and like I said, it's overused. And so one of the things that I would like to see happen is people being more careful with their word usage. I'm so depressed. Oh, I'm so upset I could just kill myself. Because there are true issues that are associated with depression and anxiety. And there are people that do suffer with suicidal ideation, suicidal thoughts. And so just be careful about that and be mindful of your word usage. One of the things also that I want you guys to keep in mind is that, like I said, sometimes people that suffer from mental health issues they have a war going on inside their head and it's not outwardly expressed. So, for example, walking down the hallway with a whole bunch of people in one place and a bunch of noises going on can be very, very uncomfortable for somebody who suffers with anxiety. So just keep in mind, be mindful of that there are people that are doing that, and a lot of times it shows outwardly, like they might come off as being very rude, or they might come off as being like having a snarl on their face all the time or frowning all the time, but really they're just dealing with some stuff inside their head. So be very careful about making quick judgments and just be mindful of your word usage and other people's issues.
Now on to our student spotlight with Julissa Luna.
So today we are here with Julissa Luna. She went to El Salvador and she's going to be talking about her trip. Question 1. What do you like better in El Salvador than over here?
The beach.
Okay. And how's the food over there?
It's different. It's more authentic.
And what are some differences between El Salvador and over here?
I would say people are really dressed up over there, and the prices, a lot of things are more expensive than over here, but sometimes you can find really cheap stuff over there.
Okay. And why do you go over there since you go every year?
I mainly go because we have a lot of family over there, and also because it's just somewhere my family and I like to go because it's like relaxing and we can get our mind off of things. So,
okay.
Yeah.
And how's the weather?
It's warm. Like, it's never cold over there. So, yeah, but it's mainly, sometimes it can get really hot. So, yeah.
And every time you go, what is your favorite place to visit?
It's called El Tunco. I like to visit it because it's the beach, but it's like really pretty, and it's a really pretty place to take pictures.
Well, thanks, Julissa, for being on the show and telling us about your trip.
Thank you for having me on the show.
For our new segment this week, we have Officer Hobby talking about safety tips.
Stay safe.
All right, this week's safety tip involves something coming from the principal's office. They've been notified that we have some kids that are in PE and some of the sports that are having to run around the building and so forth, and they are having to cross crosswalks and get into the lanes of traffic. We just want them to be very aware that there is traffic moving on the campus, whether it's some of our employees or just visitors on our campus. Watch for those cars, give them the right of way, let them pass through, look around you, and then make your cross across the crosswalks. That's the main thing for this week. We're still having some running in the halls and stuff, so that's going to cause a lot of accidents and stuff. We get people hurt that way. Still, after even we did the video, we're having the sharing of lockers. It's already caused 2 problems since our video. That was pretty big. What else have I got here? Just remember, this is our building. It's all our job to keep it safe. If the teacher's teaching or already started their lesson plan and they're going at it, and you see the door open in your classroom, walk over there and shut it. It's just your right to shut it as anybody else's. Help the teachers out. Keep those doors shut while they're teaching. Thank you for keeping RJHS safe.
So we have a robotics team. Does that mean that robots go to our school?
No, Jonathan, it means that people build robots. That's what a robotics team is. Now on to our next segment, the robotics team.
Okay.
Hi, we're here with the robotics team, and this is...
Amin Fanon, Tyler Rescue,
Kang Zhang,
Dax Snyder,
and I'm Michael.
Okay, so we have a few questions for y'all. Why do y'all do robotics?
We do robotics because it just really helps with our problem-solving abilities, and it's just really fun, and we just all enjoy it.
Okay, who's the coach of y'all's team?
Our coach is Mr. Strahan. He's an 8th grade teacher. He's really cool. He gives us Kit Kats, and he's always motivating us.
And do y'all have any more team members other than y'all?
We have Brody Kaufman, but he's not here right now.
Okay. How do you always feel about always winning?
Well, first of all, it's just like, we almost expect it now, but we don't want to get overconfident, so we just kind of have it, there. Okay, cool. Yeah, we have it back in mind. All right, we're probably going to win this.
Yeah.
Then as we win, we're like, all right, we can probably win even more.
Yeah, and I mean, our robot's never perfect. There's always something to improve on.
Okay. How does y'all's robots work?
So how our robot works is we have a mechanism on the back of it that spins really fast, so we can pick, and it's called a flywheel. We can pick up balls and we can shoot them at these flags, and once we hit a flag, it turns. In addition to that, we have this lift that can go, 5 or 6 feet high and move a little thing called a cap and place it on top of a pole. And finally, our drivetrain is capable of kind of climbing up these stair-like things to what is called a center platform. And if it can climb to the top of those stair-like things, it gives us 6 points. So
That's awesome. Okay, and then one last question. How do the 8th graders apply for the robotics team?
So Mrs. Strahan will probably make an application form. Last year we didn't have an application form, but this year we will. The application form will probably include the team robotics evaluation towards the individual, and we would like to see their GPA would matter a bit, but if it's below 3.0, then we got some problems. But we were looking for creativity, then just craftsmanship, and able to work with other people.
Hey Jonathan, I really like your shoes.
I mean, they're dirty, but they're alright. Next up, we have a spectacular shoe game.
Hey Peyton, I like your shoes. Where'd you get them from?
Thank you. I got them online at the Nike store.
How much did they cost?
$110.
And can you describe them to us?
Well, they are modeled after the first PlayStation, and they're by Paul George. And they can do this. This one you can't really see, but in the dark.
Hey Gabe, I like your shoes. Where'd you get them from?
I think StockX. I don't know. I got them for Christmas.
Are they pretty comfortable?
Yeah, I like them.
What's your favorite brand of shoes?
It's Nike. I like Air Maxes.
It's nice too. Hey Pear, so those are some really nice shoes. Where did you get them from?
DocMartens.com.
How many pairs of shoes do you own?
Like 100.
Do you like those shoes? Are they pretty comfortable?
No.
And so your shoes are pretty unique. Where'd you get them from?
I got them from Christmas.
Are they?
What?
I got them. Hey Anna, I like your shoes. Where'd you get them from?
Hibbets.
What's your favorite brand of shoes?
Levins.
What's the favorite kind of shoes you have in your closet?
Probably my black and gold 11s.
Thank you everybody for participating in the shoe game segment. Hope to see you again.
I wonder who the past students of the month were. Over to you, Stephanie.
Miss Renfro, we're going to be asking you to draw your favorite flower.
Okay.
Tulip.
Thank you.
I'm going to use the bottom half of that.
Okay.
Miss Miranda, I'm going to be asking you to, if you were able to choose anywhere to live, where would you choose?
Cool.
Dividing line. I'm blocking my pregnant belly.
Oh, that's the sun.
That's the sun.
Hawaii? Oh,
In
that's
the
the
desert?
Arizona?
Nice.
You said Arizona first, right? I like it hot. Okay, Maggie, I'm going to be asking you to draw your favorite animal.
A dog?
Yeah. Love it. Lily, I'm going to be asking you to draw your pet peeve.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Oh no, that one, I think that's the most difficult one.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a book. No.
When someone dog ears a boat.
Yeah.
And that's it.
You're so sweet. You could put Hershey's out of business.
Okay, Jonathan, that does not work with me. But anyway, next up we have a few people that can work with some pickup lines.
Be mine, 'cause you fine.
Do you work at Starbucks? Because I like you a latte.
You feel my shirt? That's girlfriend material.
Are you a highlighter? Because you're the highlight of my life.
Girl, the only sweet I want for Valentine's Day is a cutie pie like you.
2.
On a scale from 1 to 10, you're a 9 and I'm the one you need. Do you believe in love at first sight or should I walk by again?
Thank you so much for watching. See you next week.